morning. Welcome to the regular meeting of the Civil Service Commission. Today is Tuesday, March 26, 2024, and the time is 9 o'clock. Roll call, please.
Chairperson Dolores Rodriguez.
Present.
Vice Chairperson Mario Liscano.
Present.
Board Member Vittorio Puente.
Present.
We have a quorum, so we'll continue on to item 2, public testimony. None. We'll go on to the regular agenda. A, approval of minutes for February 27, 2024.
I make a
Recommend-
motion that we approve the minutes.
Have a motion. Do I hear a second?
I'd like to second this motion.
Motion and a second. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 And the minutes have been approved as written. We'll go on to item B, consideration and action, if any, on approving and accepting the raw and final scores from the entry-level exam for police officer for the police department on Saturday, March 9th, 2024.
Good morning,
Good morning.
Veronica Ramirez, Civil Service Director for the record. We had testing on March 9th, and we recommend approval for this item.
I make a motion that we approve the raw and final scores.
I have a motion. Do I hear a second?
I second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 And this motion carries. We'll go on to item C. Consideration and action, if any, on approving and accepting the eligibility list created from the entry-level exam for police officer for the police department on Saturday, March 9th, 2024.
We recommend approval.
Okay.
I make a motion that we approve and accept the eligibility list.
I have a motion. Do I hear a second?
I'd like to second this motion.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 And the motion is accepted. We'll go on to item D. Consideration and action, if any, on approving and accepting the raw and final scores from the promotional exam for engineer, fire inspector for the fire department.
We recommend approval.
Okay.
I make a motion that we approve.
I have a motion to approve.
I'd like to second this motion.
A motion and a second. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 And this motion is approved. We'll go on to item E, consideration and action, if any, on approving and accepting the eligibility list for engineer, fire inspector.
We recommend approval.
It's been,
I make a motion that we approve.
I have a motion. Do I hear a second?
I second his
I have
motion.
a motion and a second. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 And this motion is carried. We'll go on to item F. Consideration and action, if any, on approving and accepting the raw and final scores for the firefighter for the fire department on Saturday, March 23rd.
We recommend approval.
It's been,
I make a motion that we approve.
I have a motion. Do I hear a second?
I second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 And this motion is approved. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry, there's a G. Consideration and action, if any, on approving and accepting the eligibility list created for entry-level firefighter.
We recommend approval.
I make a motion that we approve.
I second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 And this motion carries. We'll go on to item 4, administrative reports. Maybe we hear from fire department. Chief?
Good morning, Pilar
Good morning.
Rodriguez, Fire Chief for the City of Pharr Fire Department. Just want to report that you just approved the eligibility list for entry-level firefighter, and we've had a firefighter announce his retirement in approximately 30 days, so that'll take the number of vacancies that will be filled from 2 to 3 out of this eligibility list. And then the only other thing I wanted to report is that we'll be holding our next She's My Hero camp. If you recall, the She's My Hero camp is designed to introduce young women to the fire service, and this will be our 3rd year that we've got the camp going on. We'll be having a co-ed camp this time on Saturday, April the 27th, 2024. And we're going to expand the program now to not only focus on fire, but we're going to include PD and EMS. And so young women will be introduced to the 3 facets of emergency services here that the City of Pharr offers. in hopes that one day that they will be interested in pursuing a career in the fire service or as law enforcement or as a medic for the city of FAR. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank
Any
you, Chief.
questions for Chief? Thank you, Chief. Chief Gonzalez?
Hi, good morning, everybody.
Good
Morning.
Since we last met, we took that civil service exam that we just discussed. So right now we're in the process of reviewing our applications and then moving forward with the applicants that we received. Second to that is we have a promotional examination taking place on April 10th. It's for the position of sergeant and lieutenant. And what this is it's an eligibility list for in the event that we have an opening for either position. For sergeant, it takes 5 years continuous service to apply for that. And then for lieutenant, it's 2 years of continuous service. And right now we have a total of 19 that have signed up for the tests. Coming up, we have our community police academy or citizens academy starting tomorrow. Happy to report we have about 20 plus individuals signed up for our class, and that'll run approximately 10 weeks starting tomorrow. So we also have the Badge of Youth program that we're also doing and coordinating, and that's for our young youth ages from like 13 to 17 that we're doing. So I think that's my report for today, and I can have any questions, I can answer them.
Any questions for the Chief? Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Go on to item C, Civil Service Board. Commissioner.
Just one item, I just wanted to introduce Ashley Melendez, who is the HR Assistant Director. We've formed a little team for the civil service as well, so she will be assisting us in that aspect. Should, there be an absence, in my case, she would be a designee. We also have Jessica Ramirez, who very frequently assists us with the entry-level testing and some of our other HR staff when the groups are really big, so.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome, Ashley. Any questions? We'll go on to, do we have anything for item 5? If not, we'll go to item 7, adjournment. Do I hear a motion?
I make a motion that we adjourn this meeting.
I have a sec. Do I hear a second?
I second the motion.
A motion and a second. All in favor? Indicate by
Aye.
saying aye.
Aye.
And this meeting is adjourned, and the time is 9:07.